I went to A school in 1979. I spent a year in school between the basic training and C schools, which are schools for specific pieces of equipment. And then I was immediately assigned to the Coast Guard cutter Acushnet. We got called out on December 29th because we got a message saying there was a ship bringing a lot of drugs in. They had gone to an extreme length to bring this in. They had got the papers off a legal ship, the Dr. Jack. They had copied the papers, got a ship the same size, painted it the same color. Following morning, we found a ship, and we had also gotten a message saying the actual ship, Dr. Jack, was underway, and we saw a ship that claimed to be Dr. Jack, and we really weren't sure which one we were looking at. And I noted that the real Dr. Jack had a single stack, and the one that we were looking at had two. And I said, "Captain, this one's got two stacks. This is not the real Dr. Jack." And he goes, "We got him." So we sounded everything, got everybody on stations. There weren't many of us. And we did a boarding. We managed to seize the vessel, bring it into port, and somewhere I have a picture of me standing on top of about 150,000 pounds of marijuana that the DEA had offloaded onto the pier. I think the following year, we were doing more law enforcement patrol, and we got this message that there was a tropical depression that was going to turn into a tropical storm. Well, it went from tropical depression, tropical storm to a hurricane in about 12 hours. And there were some small boats that got trapped out in the hurricane. The seas were incredibly rough. I remember looking out all the windows and the portholes and the doors, realizing all I could see was water. We got a radio call from a freighter who had spotted this small vessel in trouble that was radioing Mayday. There was an elderly couple, and they were taking water on quickly. I was leaning over the side, and their boat kept smashing up against the side of ours because of the seas. And the woman just really wanted to get off, and God was looking out for that woman. She started to climb the net, and their ship went and stopped. And I looked at the other kid that was hanging over. I reached over, grabbed one arm, he grabbed the other. We threw her up on deck just as their boat went and smashed up against ours. We just had to yank for all it was worth. They didn't get off their boat 5 minutes before it sank. I'll always look back at that and understand totally what the Coast Guard does. You can't call in an airstrike in a hurricane. You can't call in artillery in a hurricane. You just have to do it. My next duty station was the Polar Star. I've been 180 miles north of Point Barrow, Alaska on the Polar Star. I've been to Antarctica twice. We were the command platform for the 1984 Olympic Games. In the reserves, I made chief. So I got activated and went to the Kuwaiti Naval Base over in the Middle East. I felt very fortunate that I was someplace where I wasn't actively being shot at, but I was there supporting what our country decided was important enough to do. What the Coast Guard does, it's not just you're an electronic technician, you're a mechanic working on the engines, you're a quartermaster plotting the course. You're a team, and you work together to make the ship go through the water so that we can go out and save lives.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos from Central Oregon Daily News. And for more news from the high desert, just visit centraloregondaily.com.